and now there's a huge explosion of convection on the west side of the circulation. There's also some explosion of convection here, one of the outer rain bands. Just passed through the Turks and Caicos on the far east side of the Turks and Caicos. Hurricane Fiona now is going to start intensifying fairly quickly. I believe once the eye becomes fully enclosed, the rapid intensification shall commence. Already Fiona is down to 960 millibars. Last check with hurricane hunters. Fiona is now down to 960 millibars as of mission 19. This is the last check. This was about a few hours ago, down to 960. Thank you. You too, bye. So yeah, right now Fiona is down to 960 millibars, maybe even a little bit lower. Fiona is expected to become a Category 4 hurricane later this evening or overnight. My expectation is that Fiona will become a Category 4 by this time. By this time tomorrow, Fiona will be a strong Category 4 hurricane at the very least. Sorry, not strong, a mid-end Category 4 with about 130, 145 mile an hour winds. I just need to mute the microphone for just a second. Thank you. Okay. So let's look at that. So yep, right there, new blow-up of convection right there. So convection is starting to form now on the west and now north side of the circulation. The eye is starting to become very symmetric, much better than yesterday. It's a pretty large eye, actually, but yeah, it's becoming very well organized. I would not be surprised if right now you're having 120, 125 mile an hour winds. Probably high-end Cat 3 right now. Last check at Hurricane Hunter's winds were about 105 knots, which is about 120 miles an hour. It's probably about 125 right now, 120, 125. I don't think there's a significant increase because the eye, the convection is still pretty lopsided. It's not completely concentric. It's still not very well organized in terms of convection. For like a category 5, you want like the white to be like all the way around. You want black and whites to be completely surrounding the eye. Red is basically cooler cloud tops. Still cold, but cooler. So now you're looking at negative 60s, to like negative 70 to negative 60 Celsius. But if you start seeing negative 70 to negative 80, that's when you're talking about major development. These clouds are really tall. See, it's starting to wrap around. But then it happens. It wraps around weekends. But once the convection starts completely surrounding the eye, that's when it starts getting really impressive. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's an eye wall in here on all sides. But most of your convection is on the left side. Once this becomes fully enclosed, the eye wall will have no obstacles to development, and you'll have a fully developed eye. So let's look at the visible right now. Okay. Looking at the visible satellite imagery at the moment. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Wow. Just look at that. Just in the last few frames, really impressive development of the eye. The eye is still pretty cloudy. There's still quite a bit of clouds in the eye. You could even see the little mesovortices in the eye if you look really close. The eye is pretty well developed. Not fully, like there's still... The convection is still not fully enclosed the eye. It looks like some stuff is trying to develop here too. So the eye wall is definitely trying to take shape. Just turn on the... Oops. And just looking at the weather... A lot of hail today. Probably pea-sized, marble-sized hail. Half-inch hail. Yeah, a strong storm went through Madison. Half-inch hail. Half-inch hail. Quarter-sized hail. Okay, so there's been some larger stones in Madison area. Nothing too crazy, but yeah. Let's look at those hail reports. Just want to... Dime-sized hail, half-inch hail, dime-sized hail. So nothing too large. I think the largest is a quarter-sized hail. It's P. Half-inch and quarter-sized hail. There we go. That's your quarter-sized. Alrighty, so let's look now at, okay. As the sun starts to set, it'll be easier to see the which cloud tops are the tallest because of the angle of the sun. Let's see. It looks like there's some convection trying to build up on the southwest side as well. Yep. So now it's finally trying to build in as well. That is definitely scary. Wow, that is a very well developed. That eye, still a little jagged, but it looks really healthy. Much healthier than last night. You know, it really looked like it was trying to develop, but then it kind of tricked everyone because it fooled me, actually. Your strongest winds are basically right on the edge of the eye. You see where the blues are touching the orange, like right on the edge of the eye? That's basically where the eye wall is. You would think it's where the darkest cloud tops are if you go straight down. Not quite. It's actually it's more inside the eye. From what I see, so hot. Yeah, it's a scorcher today. It's 95 where I am right now. Whoa. That already happened. Okay, we got one person watching. All right, I'm going to share this. What? No one's information got, saw. So yeah, there we go. There's the eye right there. It's still not fully formed. Your convection is still pretty lopsided, but I'm noticing that it's starting to, right there in the last few frames, just in the last couple frames, right there on the southeast side, new convection is starting to appear right there on the southeast side. To zoom in, right near 71 west and 22 north, on the southwest side, southeast side of the eye. So there's starting to be some convection. The visible imagery will have to go to shortwave because of the sun setting. That convection that I showed you on the southeast side, it's right there. Very impressive eye. I'm pretty sure that it's a category, strong Cat 3 right now. Probably wins a rate 125, 130. It's probably approaching category 4 strength. I would not be surprised if she becomes a Cat 4 by the 5 p.m. advisory. Definitely by the 11 p.m. Like, she's definitely going to be a Cat 4. Because she's undergoing rapid intensification. Pressures right now are probably in the or most likely in the 950s. The last update of 960 millibars was at 18Z, which was about 1802Z. That is approximately 2 hours ago. That was about 2 hours ago. So let's look now, see. So this is when she was near the Turks and Caicos. Now, let's look at spaghetti models right now. I'm looking at how strong Hurricane Fiona is right now. We're about to get Tropical Storm Gaston. Yeah, and I'm really, really worried about that. I am really concerned about this system, actually. We're going to get a storm in the Gulf. I've been looking at this storm. Yeah, we're going to get a storm in the Gulf. This is not good. Looks like we're going to get Henri. Oh, not Henri. We're going to get an H-name storm. Hopefully it won't become an I-name storm. Atlantic. Because... Are you waiting for the...
I'm just trying to stand in the shade.
Yeah, I'm trying to be inside. I can't even take it.
I know.
You want to be inside too?
Can you? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. I don't want
Thank
to.
you.
But we'll probably look for people. My bat, like strong names. Looks like Hermione. So looks like Hurricane Hermione or Hermine. That storm was back in 2016. I remember Hermione. Hermine.
Sounds good.
Let's look at Hurricane Center. That's going to be, yeah, the European also hinted on this, and it's going to go north, basically. Fiona right now, let's look at latest updates for Fiona. $115, right at the threshold.
Running after the bus to get on.
Wow. Yep, it should be right here.
Is this turn around the corner?
Yep.
Cool.
The bus is currently on South Gilbert Street. Huh?
See it. Thank you.
Yep, there's our bus. Where is it?
It's right there.
Ugh. Yeah.
Hi.
Tapper thing isn't working. It wasn't working for me. All right.
Hello.
So let's look at satellite imagery again.
Yeah, it does that sometimes. Thank you. No problem.
There we go. Let's look at Fiona. Come on, load, load, load. There we go. 97, 100%. Yep. Eyes really starting to become very well organized. Now we're looking really healthy. Yeah, probably will be a Cat 4 by the 5 p.m. advisory, or probably a strong Cat 3. But we'll probably need to get a wind measurement in there. Once the eye is fully circular, that's when you know you have a Cat 4. Right now it's probably a mid to high-end Cat 3. So probably winds are between 120 and 125 right now. Probably in 3 hours will become a Cat 4. I wish they ran this bus on the weekends. It's so convenient. This bus is like I had to use an Uber to get to Cedar Rapids on the weekends. It was like $50.
I know, it's cost so much. We had it running on the weekends when we first started, but we didn't get enough people that rode.
Yeah, but maybe I should write a letter.
You could try.
I'm like, hey, I really need the 380. I can't afford going to Cedar Rapids. It's like 50. You know, I mean, it's $12 on the other bus, and that's really high. That's really expensive.
Yeah.
I think they should do the bus to Cedar Rapids, or at least like to like to more like bigger destinations, like, you know, the Walmart. You know, like I work in Cedar. Like, I wanted to get a job in Cedar Rapids, but now I'm gonna have to wait to get a car. Anyway, I'm currently live streaming about Hurricane Fiona. I still call it Gloria because Fiona and Gloria, they're kind of spelled similarly with I and O's and A's. Yeah, but Hurricane Fiona, she's becoming a monster. Still only a Category 3, but yeah, she's going to hit Bermuda, and then she's going to devastate Atlantic Canada with like 120 mile an hour winds.
She is an ogre.
Oh yeah. The problem is she's gonna undergo an extratropical transition when she gets close to Canada, but that's when she's gonna also undergo bombogenesis, where she's gonna weaken. The pressures will briefly drop, and then they're gonna just surge right back up as she undergoes the extratropical transition. That's what Sandy did. That's why Sandy was so bad. Even though it was only a Cat 1, Sandy produced a storm surge of a Cat 3 hurricane. Wow. You know, that's like, I knew that was going to happen. Like, I was expecting that. I was, you know, full moon. You had a full moon when Hurricane Sandy hit. You know, you had a huge wind field, massive wind field. So you were going to have 15, 20 foot of storm surge rise. You know, that's comparable to a major hurricane. You know, Cat 2, Cat 3. And people didn't take Sandy seriously. They're like, oh, she's not forecast to be a hurricane. Yeah, and the National Weather Service issued high wind warnings. I'm like, no, they should issue hurricane warnings. And now the National Weather Service is saying, okay, we will issue hurricane warnings even if it's no longer considered a tropical system because of the wind and surge potential. Yeah, just because whether it's tropical or not doesn't matter. You're still going to have the same exact effects. You know, destructive wind, storm surge.
Yeah.
The only thing with tropical is it's not going to have the humidity with it. That's all. Like, for, you know, coastal storms in the winter that have stronger than hurricane force winds, they issue a hurricane force wind warning. It's basically a hurricane warning, but for like a nor'easter. When we get those coastal storms, they're very rare that we get those kind of winds.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was only the only time they issued a hurricane force wind warning was for the bomb cyclone back in 2018. That dropped like it. It was very quick. It was an El Nino storm. It ran right up the coast. It went from Florida to New York in only like 24 hours. It was like hauling. It was really hauling. It was going like 60, 70 miles an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really going fast. Not a lot of snow came from the storm, but when it was coming, it was really bad. The winds were ferocious. Anyway, sorry, I was talking to someone. So right now, Hurricane Fiona is now, look at the south side right now. Just look there right now. There, let me pause that. Right there, boom. You see that right there on the south side, a little red dot. That's a new blow up of convection right there. Also look southwest. Now it's starting to fully enclose. This is leading me to believe she's going to undergo rapid intensification very soon. She's probably going to be under 950 by the 11 p.m. advisory. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this. And this is probably when she undergoes... Yeah, I'm thinking about creating a new RI model. It's similar to the Dvorak model, but I'm trying to put my own spin on it. It's not just the CDO, but it's the way it looks. Like, it's not going to be, you know, foolproof, but, you know, there's a lot of math and physics involved, but while I'm not good at math and physics, I'm really good at predicting stuff, so. Right now, she's at about 120, probably 125, between 120 and 125 right now, because again, the eye wall is pretty jagged. It's not a concentric eye wall. You don't have that perfect round structure like you did with Hurricane Maria, Hurricane Dorian. You don't have that perfect symmetrical structure yet. So if she is a Cat 4, say maybe 130, but I'm not gonna, call it just yet. I think it's a little too soon to all right, now let's look at visible.
Hi there.
Thank you. I like your hair. What do you think? Hello.
In? Yeah, my charger doesn't seem to be working. Yep, there we go. Yeah, looks like one of the plugs wasn't working. Yep. Come on, it was just... There we go. There, we're starting to lose the sun now. See how it's getting dark on the left side? On the right side, I mean? Yeah, you're starting to lose the daytime... trying to lose daylight hours. Reason for that is because around Haiti, it's already 5 p.m. It's already approaching sunset there. And I'm Central Time, so that's about 5 p.m. I think it's only an hour and a half until sunset there. Alrighty. So I think it's safe if we use visible infrared for now. This is not good. This is really bad. Once the convection completely encloses, it's basically going to be, Yeah, and let's look at what Fiona is going to do. Yeah, we might have to worry about what Hermione is going to do, or Hermine, as it's. But I prefer the more anglicized version of it, which is Hermione. So yeah, Hurricane Hermione is going to be a really bad problem for the Gulf states. Caribbean and Gulf, so it's going to be a big problem for the Leeward for the Windward Islands, the Lesser Antilles, basically. This is okay. Right here, you see 944. You see that dropping? That's undergoing extratropical transition. Look at that, 928 millibars. While that's the equivalent of a strong Category 4 hurricane, at this time, she would have lost almost all tropical characteristics. This would actually be a bona fide This is basically going to be a Sandy for, as I said, those islands right there, the islands I mentioned last night. So you're going to be looking at, especially if you're going to be on the east side of the circulation, St. Pierre and Miquelon, which is actually a separate territory. I believe that's actually a part of France. That's actually a French overseas territory. I believe, yeah, that's a French overseas territory. Yep. So, St. Pierre and Miquelon is going to have extremely horrific impacts from this storm. Winds are going to be between 80 and 100 miles an hour, with gusts up to 120, 130. You will be looking at other severe impacts, a storm surge, significant and severe storm surge. Okay. Yes. So St. Pierre and Miquelon is just on the southeast side of that arc. So the center of circulation, based on this model, is going to be right. I really want to look at Canada regions. Let's look at CON-US, continental United States. So your worst impacts are going to be between Cape Breton Island. Well, sorry, it's having a hard time. Cape Breton Island and St. Pierre Miquelon. So. Yeah, that's thermodynamics. .935 millibars, so very similar. Yes, you're looking at basically a bona fide monster here. Jesus. I mean, she technically will be along the Gulf Stream here. But these really strong winds is because of extratropical transition. It's still a hurricane at this time, actually. You see the 570 line? Yeah, you see that 570? So it's still a hurricane. You're going to be looking at a really significant impacts for Atlantic Canada. This might be the strongest storm to impact Atlantic Canada in perhaps a century or longer. Wow. Just in the last few minutes, basically, Keep in mind, literally in the last hour, from nothing, this is really... See how many people are here? Right now, I'm really concerned about Hurricane Fiona. Yeah, it has the same name as the character from Shrek. Yeah, but the way see how unsymmetric the eye is? That's causing wobbles. And right now it's wobbling to the west. Now the eye wall is becoming fully enclosed. Yep, Fiona will be a Cat 4 by the 6 p.m. advisory. 5 p.m. advisory. They're going to have a Category 4. Actually, wait, it's 4:30, so like in sorry. I got confused with the time zones. She will be a Category 4 by the 8 p.m. advisory. Absolutely Category 4. I mean, if the hurricane hunters flow in right now, they'll probably find pressures in the 950s, low 950s, I'm going to guess right now. Let's look at the visible right now. Let's look at the high res. I want to look at the high resolution. Alrighty, there we go. Let's look at the high res visible right now. Oh yeah, rapid intensification, very rapid. Based on what I'm seeing right now, probably already Cat 4 actually. This is not a Category 3. This has all the hallmarks of a Cat 4 right now. High-end Cat 3, low-end Cat 4 right now. Really need a new mission into that storm. Thank goodness. Mission 20. So this will take a while. It'll probably be another hour before they get to the storm. And hour and a half. This is probably for the 5 p.m. They're trying to make it for the 5 p.m. advisory, or at least for the 8th. My guess is they're going to find Category 4 winds. Pressure's probably in the high 940s, low 950s. That's what I'm expecting. I'm predicting a pressure of 948 millibars and sustained winds of 135 miles an hour. That's what I'm expecting. When they get there, that's what they're going to find. Maybe even stronger, but for now, that's my call. Yep, it's looking more and more likely like a Cat 4. Or at least a strong Cat 3. Now I'm going to change gears and look at that new invest in the Gulf, or in the Atlantic. It's about to enter the Caribbean. Invest 98L. So now we have 98L. Taking its sweet time. There we go. Right there. There's still some shear, but now have Tropical Storm Gaston. Wow, more like Hurricane Gaston. That is pretty powerful. That's a pretty powerful tropical storm. Yeah, it's not a tropical depression. This is taking too long, so let's look at the GFS right now. Let's look at the latest run right now. Yep, just like Michael. Oh my God, this is a Michael. This is a copy of Michael. And then right in the northeast. This could be like Ida too. This could do an Ida, or it could even go up the coast. So, yep, looks like Louisiana's going to be fine. So, yeah, Hermione is going to absolutely devastate the same area that was devastated by Michael. This could be a Michael 2.0 or even worse. This could be worse than Michael, potentially, because Michael happened during cooler time. It happened late September, early October. So yeah, this might actually be stronger than Michael. Now let's look at the satellite imagery again of Hurricane Fiona. Yep, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Just in the last hour. Not even hour, 30 minutes. 2037, right? Boom. Just in the last hour. Extremely rapidly intensified. Just look at that. Now we're talking. Now we're probably looking at 120, 130. Now we're probably looking at near 130 mile an hour winds. Oh yeah, this is going to be Cat 4. They're definitely going to find Cat 4 winds in here. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm tweeting this. I'm tweeting this right now. Again, I have to hold the wire in this weird position. I have to my charger port is basically all screwed up, so it's like won't be able to hold the charge. Damn it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do wireless charging now. It's not as good as
You're welcome.
just one.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
No. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Are you going to downtown?
Thank you. Cedar Rapids, yes. Thank you.
See what mission that is? AF NOAA 3 mission number 21.
It's me. Sorry.
Just off downtown, take another bus to for all night. Yeah.
That's gonna clean it out. Nope, still not charging. It's all wiggly in there. Thanks, Johnny. Oh, on Tropical Tidbits, the gear option. I'll show you how I did it. It's really easy. Okay, satellite imagery. So right now, okay, you see where it says create GIF right there? That's where I click, right there. You can do the same thing on the computer too. Yep. Okay, it looks like it just made a little jog to the west because the eye is still not fully symmetrical, and so these and those convections, so you're getting asymmetrical asymmetry with the convection. So the eye is being pulled to one side that has the stronger convection. So that's causing the eye to wobble. So when you're having more convection on one side than the other, that asymmetry is causing the eye to wobble. So you're having that wobbling effect right now. But look at that convection. And that asymmetry is also causing the eye to wobble. So it's like, because the asymmetry is kind of like wobbling around itself. Jesus Christ. But it's becoming more and more symmetrical right now. Yeah, the eye wall replacement cycle is over. Now it's going to rapidly intensify. I mean, it's over very, very warm waters. I'm talking about water temperatures 84, 85, 86 degrees. And it's going to have nothing impeding its development all the way to Bermuda. Even though it's going to be having some wind shear, or it's going to having strong winds aloft, the winds will kind of be going in the same direction. So you're not going to have that much wind shear, actually. Of course, if the storm wasn't moving that much, then you would have a lot of wind shear. Yeah, this is a really dangerous situation right now. I'm going to check my... I'm going to actually pin this tweet to my profile. Yeah, 98 will become a major threat for the Gulf. Yeah. So this is how you make a GIF. This is how you make a GIF. Download. Okay. Create GIF. That was a little weird. There we go. Let's now tweet this. Oh, definitely. Let's look at the euro. All right. Let's look at the regions. North Atlantic. I already actually showed the models, but I'll gladly show it again. But it looks like Tropical Tidbits having some difficulties. Okay. This one is showing. Oh wait. I think this is an old model. Okay. Yeah, that was an old model. I don't know why it just why it's based why it immediately starts on September 15th. I think it's because it was saved there. Yep, Florida. Looks like a threat for the Gulf Coast. So yeah, it's pretty certain where this is really going to go. Yeah. So this is the latest run that just came in. Let's look at last night's run. Keep in mind, I do not agree with this. You're not going to have a tropical storm between Cuba and the Yucatan. You're going to have a major hurricane here. This is going to be a Category 3, Category 4 hurricane entering the Gulf. And it's going to be moving slowly because there's no real system trying to kick it out of here. So you're going to have a major hurricane in the Gulf gathering strength. You're going to have a Category 4, Category 5 in the Gulf of Mexico. So Category 4, Category 5 in the Gulf. Yeah. This is really concerning. My thoughts is that around look at that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're going to have a major hurricane. Let's look at Gulf SST anomalies. Let's look at the operational anomaly charts right now. Let's look at the Gulf. Let's look at the Gulf of Mexico right now. So water temperatures are between 29 and 30 degrees Celsius. You're looking at water temperatures in the mid-80s, all in the Gulf right now. And there's a little blob here. So basically, it's going to be going north. So right here, the loop current right here. So about 30 degrees Celsius. You're looking at water temperature around 86 degrees. Now let's look at the let's look at the North Atlantic. Even better, U.S. Atlantic. Oh my Lord. Look at all this very warm water temperatures here. 31 degrees Celsius. So 28 is already very warm. So you have all of this tropical ocean temperatures for it to go. So it's going to pass near Bermuda, and then it's going to basically traverse the Gulf right until it gets up to Nova Scotia. And do I think much weakening is going to happen? Not much weakening. That's all I'm going to say. And look at all this warm water in Labrador. Major storms this winter. That's all I'm going to say. Lots of storms. Major blocking from Greenland. You got a lot of blocking. You're gonna plus there's already a good amount of snow in Siberia. So yeah. Yep, La Nina, warm Atlantic, basically a perfect trifecta for a big snow year. But let's look at the tropics again. Sorry. Get it off. Am I the only one on the bus?
No, there's another guy. That's the last stop.
Thank you. Five o'clock advisory should be happening right now. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh my Lord. Oh yeah. Rapid intensification. Rapid intensification, guys. This is really, really starting now. Like we're having a Cat 4 right now. High-end Cat 3, low-end Cat 4. But I think when the hurricane hunters fly into that, they're going to find 130 mile an hour winds. Guaranteed. They're going to find at least 130 mile an hour winds, if not higher. Pressures are probably going to be in the low 950s, high 940s. This is when rapid intensification takes place. This is when. First of all, there's no land interaction. You have no mountains. I mean, there was some interaction in Haiti with the mountains. But now, yeah, hold on. I'm gonna stop. Go to a camera for just a second. Nice. Oh, yeah, John. I just wanted you to have that. Like to look at. Alrighty. This is a monster storm. This is an absolute monster. It's still not perfectly round, but she's really trying to become a monster. I mean, she's already a major hurricane. She's already, as the last advisory, 115 mile an hour category 3. This is a monster storm. Anyway, I gotta stop streaming for a bit because I'm going to see a friend right now. So I'm going to join you guys on the flip side. Just before I go, I'm in Cedar Rapids right now. And I want to show you all something. So I'm going to go here. I don't know if you see that, but see that damage right there? That's from the August 10th, 2020 derecho that came through here. The strongest winds from the derecho were just a couple miles south of downtown Cedar Rapids. Wind gusts up to 140 miles an hour went through here. You had gusts to the equivalent of a Category 4 hurricane. An EF3 tornado equivalent winds went through here. And that was all downburst winds. And it was continuous. It wasn't just on the leading edge. It was a continuous, just 30, 40-minute ordeal. Why was it so long? Because there was a part of the storm that was kind of elongated like this, that continuous downbursts. In a derecho, along the gust front is where you have storms forming. Then you have more storms towards the back. That's why with derechos you sometimes have a long-lasting wind events, because even though the front passed through, the gust front passed through, you're still having thunderstorms with continuing downdrafts. And normally derechos here are higher based, so you have more powerful downbursts. Also, there was a very strong jet stream passing through here, so tapping all that wind, tapping those winds, and you had the downbursts that were adding to the strength, even if there was no jet stream. Just the forward motion of the storm, the downburst contributed to that damaging wind event. Anyway, thank you for watching.